This video contains information that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are a viewer and are triggered or shocked by images and need a warning prior to every clip or story being discussed, then please unsubscribe from my channel immediately. My channel covers the harsh reality of even the worst crimes imaginable and is for adults only. For those of you who fit into this category, take this message as your warning and don't watch any further. What's going on, freaks? This is my personal paranormal backdrop, but I like it. Well, there's no robot because I didn't want to do one tonight. How do you like that? Gotta pick some music out for it. For the show. Should it be this one? That's a little too much. Got that one. Lost Times. There you go. That could be the backdrop for all of your stories that you're going to have, right? Because all of you are getting ready to call in. And hold on, I got to change the numbers. Those aren't the right ones. There we go. And that's right now. So tonight what's going to be is you guys are going to call in with your personal with your true crime stories, right? You know, things that have happened to you or something you observed. You're right there. It's weird how the music's making me think that. Hey, thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, I have the sound turned off so that we can, when people can call in, they can keep talking. That's something that I've noticed too sometimes. It's not ghost stories. Yeah. But here's something I was going to talk about before, just to get everything going here, is this crazy story out of, let's see, Alabama and Oregon, believe it or not. Oh my God, I live in Oregon, therefore I'm really associated. Oh yeah, let me get the numbers out again. So the middle... Well, I don't have them on this. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. Huh. Yeah, it doesn't really work. Well, I guess that one does have music, but not the other screen. Thank you, Barbara Smith. Carolina T. Small,
for donations
$11.989, and Jennifer Cochran Fent.
I'm waving.
Yeah, so 2 men arrested in Oregon are accused of killing 7 people in Alabama. 2 men accused of killing 7 people in Alabama are in custody in Oregon and face capital murder charges. John Michael Legg, 19, and Frederick Allen Rogers, 22, were part of a club called 7 Deadly Sins and killed the victims earlier this month. I mean, wow. I mean, was it just random that they killed 7 people and that's their name? Or do they kill 7 at a time and they were moving on to their next group? I don't know. But it seems like they were part of the group and got in an argument, but it's weird that there's 7 dead and their group was 7 Deadly Sins. They are awaiting extradition hearings, police said. Whether they have attorneys was not immediately clear. The pair were captured Sunday without incident during a traffic stop, the Marion County, Oregon Sheriff's Office said in a news release. Alabama sheriff officials, in cooperation with the FBI, had followed the 2 suspects for several days and knew the 2 had relatives in Oregon. The 2 have no prior criminal records. It just sounds like a freaking nightmare, though. Really gory, bloody scene, apparently. So, I just want to let you know that that's one of the ones I'm looking into. You know, and for the Guillen case, or Gillen, that we were just looking at, a tip is what led to them looking in that river. Just like the other guy that was found from Fort Hood the other day was from a tip. So you sort of wonder, like, wow, did that person have knowledge of both? Or is it just 2 different random tips right around the same time? Seven people were found shot.
It is a horrific scene.
Horrific.
And to be able to process that's going to take some time. Each scene is a homicide all into itself. So it's processing.
Yeah, it's hard to hear, but I mean, inside that house, it sounds like, I mean, it was just absolutely horrible. 7 people were shot and killed in Alabama Friday. This was before they were arrested, this article. 6 of the 7 victims have been identified. 2 of the victims were identified by police as Jeremy Wade, 31, and William Zane Hodgen, 18, of Somerville. The other names have not been released. And there's 3 women, I think, and 4 men killed. So there you go. All right, you guys. So it's you got to call in, or it's going to be a really short show. Okay. All right, you're calling in with your true crime stories. And when you call in, what we do is we, have the names of the places mapped out, or not mapped out, but just the name of the place, so I can go to it on the screen and we can sort of look at it at the same time. It makes it more interesting. And I want like different people, not the same people that call in. I mean, obviously, if you've called in with your true crime story, you probably don't have another one. Yeah, something that you witnessed or experienced, or I mean, don't overthink it. Just kind of. Thanks, Tracy75. Here, I'll make it more. Now I got fog, okay. It's weird how everybody goes, oh yeah, it'll be great, do this, and then they never call in when the show happens. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, by the way, have any of you followed the case with the NASCAR driver with the the noose. As soon as I heard that, I go, man, this sounds like Smollett. Okay, and it turns out that that's exactly, I don't know if that's what it was, but it wasn't a noose. Okay, everybody? So people are just looking for a lot of racist things just to create issues. Okay, because there's another thing in a park. They said, oh my God, there was nooses in a park. No, they were actually these ropes that people were using to swing for fun. Like it's what people were doing in the park, and it had nothing to do with that. You know, so, you know, quit making stuff up. I think it's a lot less out there than people say, but it's always ginned up times 1,000 because of these fake stories that are out there. Yeah, I'm going to compare him to him. Yeah, well, he never saw it, so that makes him almost worse than Smollett, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it makes him worse than Smollett. Because he didn't even see it, and he went out there acting like he was this huge victim, you know, and then went on channels saying, oh my God, those people who don't believe me are just full of crap, and they went after him. So he didn't even see it, but acted like this huge deal. Okay? I mean, Smollett's worse because he literally planned and did a whole thing. But this guy, he's barely better. Okay? Barely. It's ridiculous. Oh, it's just some NASCAR driver. I don't know. So nobody out there has experienced any kind of true crime moments at all, right? Yeah, well, this guy's almost as big an idiot, okay? Because he didn't even see it, and he went off like he was just some huge victim. It's ridiculous. All right, hold on. I don't know what that one is. I can't. There's that one that's the Cindy one I can't work with. Okay, 208, you're on.
Hello, this is Kay Minna.
Hello, how's it going?
Just fine. I'm in Idaho, but I have a story of being held up in Portland, Oregon.
All right. You have it held up in Portland, Oregon, huh? Jesus.
Yes, I think it was many years ago, but I think it was on Hawthorne Street.
Yeah, I know where that is.
At a key bank.
Let's see. Let me see this.
And it was across the street from the Fred Meyer.
Let's see. Is this Hawthorne right here?
Boom. Coolest background on the coolest
Yeah,
show. Gray, you're the best.
There's a key bank. I don't know if it's right across from the Fred Meyers. Maybe they changed it. But...
True.
How far out was
but
it?
If you can... Oh, man, it's so long ago. If you can find the Fred Meyer on Hawthorne, there's probably only one.
Yeah. You're probably right. It's close to there. There's a key bank 4 blocks down the street. But,
well, let's ignore the name of the bank. You're right. It could be a different bank now. Okay.
So here's.
I see the Fred Meyer. Oh.
Looks like it's inside of a community or something. Well, that's a parking garage. But,
keep going down the other way.
Okay. All right. So here's the Fred Meyers.
All right. Get out on the street.
Yeah, just tell me which way you want me to go.
To the right.
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay. Oh, there you go. Now, that where you had the cursor, is that a bank right there?
Right here, this thing?
It'll be on the same block as the Fred Meyer.
Okay, well...
I don't think there is an actual street.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just going to go down here. I don't know if that's where you're talking about. But.
That could be. Well, there's an ATM on the outside of it.
There's a Chase right there.
And it was... Oh, maybe, there you go.
Maybe that's it.
That's not it.
That doesn't look like it? This Chase right here?
No, because there were shrubs that would block this person standing behind me.
Oh, okay.
So it was a Sunday afternoon, and I was depositing my paycheck, and a man came up behind me and stuck something in my back and said, take out $300. At that time, that was the most you could take out in cash. And he put his head right next to mine, so it just looked like a boyfriend standing behind me. And I took out the cash. It dropped to the bottom, and he said, pick it up. I said, no. I mean, I was kicked. This was my rent money.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, the guy's only got 2 pencil things stuck in my back. It's not real. But I made him take the money out of the container down there. And he said, don't turn around. And, of course, I did. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he got into a vehicle that was nicer than mine. He was dressed nicer than me. So I was really ticked. I ran across to the Fred Meyer, went into the jewelry section because there was no one in there. And I couldn't talk. My adrenaline was going so fast, I could not talk. But he called the police, and there was a cop car across the street at the donut shop.
Wow. And
Such a cliche.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, everybody says donut shop. So did you...
So they drove around. I got the license plate number. They drove around. They couldn't find him. But 6 months later, detectives came to my work, and they showed me some mugshots. And they warned me. They said, you know, there could be disguises. They didn't tell me what it was. And I didn't pick out the right guy because he was wearing a wig, but I didn't realize he was wearing a wig. And it turns out that he was wanted in 5 counties doing the same thing. He was wanted for rape. He usually used a sawed-off shotgun, and he got caught because he tried to hold up a detective's wife.
Oh, wow. Well, how did he get caught
So
by holding up? Why did he get held up
I don't know. I don't know. They had a trial, and actually what happened, they showed a picture. They put it in front of me because they wanted a witness. And I looked at the picture, and I swear the only reason I knew it wasn't me is because this gal was wearing a top I didn't own. But it looked like me in sunglasses. It looked like me.
You mean the detective's wife? What are you talking about?
The picture, you know, when you take money out of the ATM,
oh, yeah.
I don't know if they do it now, they usually take a picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so they had a picture of him holding someone up, but it wasn't me.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So he did get your money, though, right?
Oh, yeah, he got my money. I went to the bank the next day, and they put the money back in.
Oh, that was nice of them.
Because I had a police report.
Yeah, and you were held up at their place, right?
Yes.
Jeez.
Yes.
Wow, that's freaky.
I was. That's it. That's my story.
Well, thanks. See, that's exactly what we want here. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Right, bye. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Let Sean beat him when a relationship is not in alignment and he makes you feel like, hey, come on, it's okay to let go. Remember your self-worth at Sean. Also, hi Gray and lovely freak families and awesome mods growing heart.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. All right, we got another caller here. All right, 503. What's going on?
Hello.
Hello. Who's this?
Are you the mean guy?
Yep, I'm the mean guy.
I got a T-shirt. I ordered a T-shirt and it's got misspelling on the front. It says months instead of months.
Well, right, that's how it is.
Thanks for all you do, Gray.
You're so mean. Hey, I got a crazy story.
Oh, yeah? What's
True story. Well, which one do you... I have a few of them, and they're honest to God true. True story. Hold on, let me turn this down.
Yeah, you got to turn that down. Yeah.
Look up 1188 North Cuyamaca. Cuyamaca.
11. Do it again.
88.
Uh-huh.
In El Cajon, North Cuyamaca. Cuyamaca.
So is that where
apartment number?
But it looks like you live in Oregon now, or?
Yes, I'm over the edge of boring.
Oh, that's right, boring. Well, who is this?
Zelda.
Oh, Zelda. Jesus. Okay. There's a whole bunch of people that live in Oregon now that call in. Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay. Look at the right there. Keep going where your cursor is. We live right in that middle apartment. There's a little outbuilding out back right there. Okay, that back patio door, that door goes into our back. Yeah, that's our patio door. Well, my husband was in college, and they should be blue. Yeah, they're blue apartments. That's where we lived for a couple of years.
So like right here?
And I was
or back over here? Like right.
I was doing laundry, and I came out that little door right there. No.
This one?
That little, yeah.
All right. So this
no,
one?
the little building. That was the laundry room.
Oh, right over here.
No, keep going. To your right.
Well, yeah, but you're on a long delay, so you got to just... over here, right? This place with the satellite
Correct.
dishes? Okay, all right.
Yeah, and then about 5 feet from there is our patio door.
Okay, yeah, right
that big
there.
Black... Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, we were apartment managers there, and I always wanted a cat. And the owner hates cats. She says they pee and everything, and she didn't want any filthy animals. And so I just kept begging her for a cat. Well, one day she come around the corner from where that tree is and was screaming and yelling. She had a broom and she was chasing the cat. And then I was just opening my sliding glass door, and I had shears across curtains. And that cat, it was a big Siamese, went running right into the sliding, through the curtains and into our apartment. Yeah, keep going. There's a sliding glass door there.
I can't go any further. That's just it. So.
Okay. Now, if you go around between the apartments,
on the other
you'll
side,
see where...
Like between the yellow and the blue building?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I can... I can look at it from here, but there isn't going to be... There's no road or anything, so I might be able to...
okay, you can see...
Yeah.
You can see there's a little spot in the back. Well, my husband... We're ham radio operators, and my husband was out on a tea hunt, and that was fenced back there, and nobody could get in, and had locked gates. So it was in the middle of the night. So, so I got, the cat ran into our bedroom and hid underneath the box springs. There was a hole in the box springs, and it hid up there, and it was a king-size bed, and it wouldn't leave. And the lady goes, it was the owner of the apartment building, and she says, okay, do you want this cat? And I says, okay, yeah. Well, if you can keep it, if you are careful and change the cat box and everything. And I says, okay. So I agreed to that. But anyway, my husband was gone on a tea hunt. Yeah, you can see the bedroom right back there to the right. There, where that silver truck is in the back.
Okay.
By the garbage. Yeah. So, yeah, and our bedroom window is right at the curve where the building curves.
Right there? This place?
Yeah. That's my son's bedroom.
Okay.
And then the other window. Yeah,
just explain
to the
story.
right.
It's too blurry.
Okay. So, this is where the crime took place. So I was sound asleep on my back, and that cat, I'd only had it for a couple of weeks. It jumped on my chest. And it started growling, and its nose was right nose to nose. And I thought, what the heck? This cat is going to kill me. And I was terrified because I didn't know why this cat was growling at me. So I went off the bed, and here I am alone, and my son's in his room sleeping. He was only 4 then. Well, a couple of weeks before that, I was in charge of making sure the apartments were clean when somebody moved out, and then I would call a carpet cleaner. So I called this carpet cleaner guy, and he came over and talked to me, and then that was the last I saw him. Well, there was a serial rapist murderer whose father owned a carpet business. Not sure if that was him, but it was police were pretty sure it was him. But anyway, I was laying in bed, and then I heard something at my window. And I thought, oh, the June bugs are hitting the window, the screen, because I kept hearing the screen go tap, tap. And I thought, that's weird. So I walked into my son's room, and I pressed my face against the window to look back at my bedroom window. And as I pressed my face against the screen there in that window that you're looking at there in the corner, he stuck his face up against mine.
Oh, geez.
I screamed
just
bloody
through the
murder.
Screen, right? He could have got through the screen pretty easy.
Well, and then the police came, and then we had the Astria, the sheriff's helicopter, the El Cajon Police Department, and the sheriff dog team searches everywhere. And because he had cut my window screen completely off, but because the cat woke me up, and I got out of my bed. And isn't that weird? That cat protected me. That cat knew that there was something up. Now, my Chihuahua wouldn't do that. He'd just bark at him.
Oh, come on. Yeah, well, that would still warn you, but better. I mean, if the dog was barking, they would have ran. The cat let it, it was like quiet, like, hey, look at that. Gave him a chance, right?
No, the neighbors would have called the cops on me because the dog was barking. Disturbing. But anyway, so they went looking for him until sunrise, and they lost his scent at the apartments to the right. So he had driven there. So they think it was the guy, and he murdered 2 other women that had little children. This was back in 72, 73.
Yeah. Yeah, hold on a second. How come, don't time out Tracy in there? She didn't say anything bad. I don't know if that was an accident or what. But yeah, so that was 1973, you said?
Yeah.
Maybe we should look up what was, later on. Not now because I got 2 more callers, but, or at least one now. One of them hung up. I can
find you the article about him when he was serial raping. And
did they catch him?
Murdering. Yes. Yeah, he confessed. He went into a bar and he got drunk in Arizona, I think, and then he confessed to murdering some women back in El Cajon and San Diego area.
Okay.
So that was scary. We moved crazy. Immediately after that.
Yeah, I would get that.
That terrified me.
A lot of serial rapists and killers in California. But well, thank you.
That's why we moved.
Thank you for Thank you for your story. All right.
Yeah. Next time you have a call in with a crime, not today, but I'll tell you about the naked guy on the freeway.
Yeah. All right.
That's hilarious.
Well, thanks, Zelda. Appreciate you calling.
All right. Bye. You're so mean.
That's right. I'm so mean. All right. See you.
My months shirt's not spelled right. Months.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye.
All right. 856. You're on the air.
Hi, Greg.
Hello. Who's this? Who's this?
This is Lillian.
Oh, Lillian. I was going to say you sound a little bit like Sassmere. Right at the beginning there.
How you doing, Greg? I got my Oogla Boogla mug. I sent you a picture of me in the mug and my dog Stevie Ray. So my story is, now, I'm 70. I tell you this all the time. I was about 23 at the time.
Okay, where?
I always had non-traditional jobs. I was laid off, so I went to work for this BP Gas and Go. It was on Rancocas Road.
How do you spell it?
In West RANCOCAS, Rancocas Road in West Hampton. WESTAMPTON.
That showed up. Yep.
New Jersey. Now, it was a BP Gas and Go. I don't know if it's there now. And there was a soybean field behind the station. There was really not much out there at the time.
Okay,
and it was right. Pardon me.
How far out into the? Well, there's like a.
It was
like a Luke Oil.
It was on Rancocas Road, just before 295. The entrance for 295.
Okay, would that be just before 295 heading west? East,
well, that would
east?
be the ramp to 295.
So heading east, though?
You know, I'm not sure.
Because there's a gas station that's literally like...
There might be a gas station there now, but it's not a BP gas and go, of course.
So anyways, you got this ramp at getting next to 295.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like there's these little clover leaf kind of deal.
Yeah, to get onto 295 it was, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And now there's buildings all behind there now, which there was a soybean field and the Rancocas Creek at the time.
Yeah, I don't know where that is right now, but anyways, just go ahead and do the. It's 50 years ago, you said, right?
So this was around 72, 73. I was in my 20s. I was either 23, 24, and I was managing this gas station. And a friend of mine who used to manage that, when they moved him to another location, so he came to see me approximately 2 weeks before this incident happened, and he said, "Hey, how's everything going? Everything's still the same?" Because he had left the company. Yeah, everything's still the same. Monday morning, I go to the bank, the whole 9 yards, because I had to take all the money from the weekend to the bank, do all the paperwork, hire, fire, the whole 9 yards. So he left. I said, "Oh, it was good seeing you." So about 2 weeks after that, it's a Monday morning, I have my friend who worked there, George, and I forget the other kid's name. But anyway, they were working out at the pumps, and I was doing the paperwork, and I was getting all the money out of the safe to count it for the bank. All of a sudden, the cars leave, and the two attendants come into the 2x4 office, and we're just sitting there, and they're just chatting with each other, and I'm counting the money. Gray, all of a sudden, I see something out of the corner of my eye. The door flies open. There's two guys standing there. One's tall, one's short. They have pillowcases over their heads with the eyes cut out. One has a sawed-off shotgun, one has a pistol. They poke it in George's, because he was leaning up against the safe in his side, and they say to us, "Okay, MFers, get in the back room." Now, the back room, there was a door right there. Back room, we kept oil and paper towel, all that kind of stuff. You couldn't move. So they put us in there, and I hear them getting the money, and I hear them going into the drawer, and we're both hugging, all of the three of us, two guys, and they were hugging the wall. I lean over to lock the door, hoping they won't come in. All of a sudden, they jiggle the handle. Now, there was a gas station, an Exxon across the street, who saw what was going on, called the police. A car pulled in, saw what was going on, ducked, pulled out. So I didn't hear anything, and they had left. So by that time, when I said, "Look, I'm going to open the door." So when I heard, which I thought they left, which they did, I opened the door, and we got out of there. All of a sudden, Gray, it looked like a TV program. All of a sudden, there were cop cars, police, helicopters. They were going to put the boat in the creek. Wow. Because they thought maybe they went, because they had dogs. It looked like, if I don't know if you remember, you're probably too young, the show Mannix. It was like, oh my God. So the two guys were standing there, and all of a sudden, when I realized, holy Hannah, I think we could have been killed. I just sat on the ground, and they started to interview us. Make a long story short, they did catch them. They were well-known drug dealers. They said
"Thanks,
to me,
hold on a second. Blue heart.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so
They said you were lucky because they would have killed their mother and father. I only had to go to court because I didn't just to witness, to tell the judge that, yes, I was the one that was robbed, because I didn't know what they looked like, but when I went in there, I saw them. And I saw what they looked like, but we had no clue. They had pillowcases over their faces with the eyes cut out. And I mean, I had nightmares after that, and oh my God. So that, I stayed there a little bit longer than I left. And
that sounds like a really old school type of robbery. Pillowcase with holes.
Oh,
in it.
But guess what? Guess who set me up?
Who?
The guy that came to see me 2 weeks sooner, that I thought was a buddy of mine that worked there. He was in on it with them, and when they got about $3,000. That was nice at that time. You figure in the 70s, they swam across the creek. He was in on it. My friend that I worked with that came to see me 2 weeks prior. So he told them, oh, yeah, everything's still the same. She'll be there getting the money out.
That creek is kind of, it's not really that close to that road that you mentioned, though. It's kind of like a quarter mile away.
There is a road that shot out. But I don't, it's been so long ago, I don't know the name of it.
So when that guy came there, did he notice you getting into the safe and stuff, and then he knew?
They came from behind. There was a soybean field behind. Now there's all office buildings. And because I've rode by there several times, in the course of the years since. There's all these big office buildings, but back then it was a soybean field and then the creek. So they came up that way. They didn't come in a car. They came and went back out through the soybean field and swam through the creek. Across the little Rancocas Creek there.
What year was that?
Pardon me?
What year was that?
That had to be 72, 73. It was Burlington County. You'll see, and as a matter of fact, they took a picture. I always cut out the article. It was me. It was George, and Jerry.
Send me the article, or tell me when it was. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, tell me when it was in the newspaper. I got a. Is there any more details in that story? I mean, it's weird. You right when you called in, you like a magnet brought 4 more callers right behind you.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I never forgot that. I'll look for the thing. The thing is, when I cut that article out, I should have put it in something that would keep it, because it's as yellow as can be. Yeah. But it was. It's either 72, 73, Burlington County Times, BP gas station robbed. Everybody knew it. And my mom and dad's like, can't you get a normal job? Because I like to do non-traditional jobs, but I didn't stay too long after that. That kind of scared me.
Yeah, I want to try to find it. Can you send me an email that sort of has the breakdown of that? Because it'd be kind of neat to find
the location?
Yeah, just the year. Try to get more accurate information and where the paper.
Well, I was sitting here trying to figure, my age, because I'm 70 now, and I was 16 and 65. That I know. So, I'm going to try to find the article, and if I can piece it together, I'll be more than happy to email it to you. But cool. That was the closest I ever came to a sawed-off shotgun and a pistol.
Yeah, that sounds pretty. Like that'd be pretty freaky. I mean.
That was pretty scary. And if I could have found my old friend, because I was a tough kid at that time, I'll tell you what, I think I would have popped him right in the nose for doing that to me. I mean, I said, Gray, the more you get to know some people, the more you love your dog.
That's right. That was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. And you're not mean. I don't know what that lady was talking about. You're just to the point.
Well, she was joking around. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. You're not. Yeah. You're not mean.
Well, some people think so, but who gives a shit, right?
Well. Right. Listen. you can't agree with everybody, and you're a pretty straightforward guy. You either get the facts or you don't, and you don't like all this in between stuff. I get it. Yeah. So it was nice talking to you. I know you probably got other people on the line.
Yeah, well, thank you for calling in.
So I live to tell about it.
It's always good having you call in, Lillian. I think everybody likes you.
and guess what? I didn't call you Greg.
Wow.
I said, holy Hannah, if I call him Greg, he's going to kick me out.
That's right. No doubt about it. Okay.
All right, Greg. All right, talk to you.
All right, see you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Lillian. All right. All right. Well, this must be a foreign... Is this Australia again, or New Zealand, or what? What is this number? Hello? 143 or 614?
Hello?
Or, yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Yep. Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, great. Oh, my goodness. It's Small One, 1989, from Australia.
That's your name? What's the name of it? Your name again?
Yep. Small One, 1989.
Oh, Small One?
Yeah.
Oh.
Robin Frost was teaching me how to call in.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Anyway, first time calling in. I hope my story isn't too boring compared to the others, and disappointing.
I'm sure.
But it just made me. Sorry if I talk over the top of you. It's quite delayed.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
It just made me think of my story when I was watching your show the other day, and you mentioned about Abby and Libby from Delphi, and how they must have been so terrified in that moment, because you have these encounters in life, and you know, but you never actually think that you're going to die, and your heart's racing and everything, but then they actually met the fate of being murdered, which was it's just awful. And that I actually had an encounter, quite similar, where I felt like this is it, like I'm going to be murdered, but obviously I didn't. And anyway, so I think I was around 19 years old, and I travelled down to Sydney for a job interview. And I was in a place called Seven Hills. It's a city. It's a place down in Sydney, in the city. And anyway, it's a short story. I was looking for a toilet because I needed to use, or bathroom or restroom, whatever you guys call it. I needed to go to the toilet, and I was looking for a public toilet to use, and I found one, and it was this creepy little building off the side of the shops there. And I remember I was walking along, and I had my head down. I think I must have been looking at my mobile phone or something. And I walked past a man who was standing out front of the toilet block, and he was wearing a really long black coat, black pants, and big black, like, military-looking boots. And I just remember it catching my eye and thinking, oh, that's, a bit extreme. That's a bit scary. And anyway, I went into the toilet, into the women's toilet. There was men's and there was women's. So I went into the women's toilet, went into one of the toilet cells, or whatever you call them, and they were the old school toilets where there's a bit of a gap under each toilet, so you can sort of see the person in the toilet cell next to you, like, well, you can see their feet. Yeah. Anyway, I was in the toilet, doing my thing, and next minute I saw those same boots and pants come into the toilet block, because it was only a toilet block with 2 toilets in there, so it was only small.
But that was the women's side, though, right? Or is it?
That was the women's toilet. Huh. Yeah. No, it was the women's toilet, and that's why it was so scary, because I thought, okay, this man that was wearing those boots out the front has just walked in, and this is the women's toilet. And anyway, he walked in, and he went into the toilet cell next to me, and he just stood there facing the toilet, like facing where I was in the toilet. Instead of turning around and actually going to the toilet, using the toilet, he just stood there and was just facing me in the toilet block. It was like something out of a horror movie. And I just froze. I felt sick. I felt exactly how Abby and Libby would have felt in that moment. I'm tiny. I'm only 5 foot and I think about 110 pounds. And so I'm tiny and I'd just be dead, basically. And
when was it? When did this happen? What year?
Pardon?
When was this?
Oh, I was about 19, and I'm 31 now. So maybe, 2008, maybe 2000. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I said. That same thing. It's like, you know, you got that fear, because I've had those moments, and actually twice I think there was something. Well, like in your case. But you lived.
Yeah, no, I remember.
But it'd be so freaky to think that, you know, like that actually turned into the nightmare that your heart was beating about, you know.
Oh my goodness! Like exactly. And I remember you telling a story about being in the car and the man didn't let you out, and just that fear that comes over you, and you can't. It's just sickening. And anyway, so I just thought, okay, and I just picked up my phone and sent a text to my mum and just said, "Call me," and that was it. And she called me right away, and I just pretended, "Oh, hi, Mum," and she's like, "Yeah, what's wrong? What do you want?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm just coming out now," like pretending she was out the front waiting for me. And I just pulled up my pants and ran out of there. And then she's like, "Okay, do you want to tell me what's going on?" And anyway, I told her the story. But anyway, that's my story. No, it's not that exciting, but it just when you were talking about Abby and Libby and just being in that moment of thinking this could be the end, it's just
When you went out,
overwhelming.
was he still standing there?
No, he wasn't there. He was in there. It was definitely him. It was those boots, those big black boots, and he was standing in the toilet block.
But did he leave before? Like when your mom called, he must have left or something, or what?
No, he was still in there. But it all happened so quick. Like the minute, I didn't even get to actually do my business in the toilet, because he walked in straight after me as I'd gone into the toilet block and was standing in the toilet block next to me. I don't know, maybe about to do something, and I just quickly texted my mum and got out of there. Like I didn't even.
That's pretty smart.
Because I knew. Yeah, it was awful. But anyway, that's my story. Now I know you've got other people waiting, but I was excited to.
I think we call them stalls. Toilet stalls over here.
Toilet stalls.
Like a stall, like a horse's stall. You know? Yeah.
Stall. Okay.
Yes.
And it's so funny when you talk about months.
Yeah.
Because I actually do say TH, months.
Oh man, that just takes too long.
But that's just Australians, I think. I'm not sure. All right. Well, thank you. I'll let you get to your other callers, and I'm excited to hear what they have to say. So.
Well, thanks for calling in. That was a good one. All right, thanks.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye. There we go. It says call-in user. I don't know what that means. Who is that? Hello? Everybody say something. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. It just says call-in user. You don't have a name or anything. You know?
Sorry about that. Are you there?
Yep, still here.
Hey, this is Gnome Gnome.
Gnome Gnome. Gnome Gnome. You must live in Alaska.
I do, but born and raised Portland, Oregon.
Oh yeah? All right.
Yeah. So I tried, I think I sent you like a couple of articles. I'm not real good about searching and finding things online. But 94, Gresham Leathers gas station, January of 94. The 3 ladies that were killed there by an ex-employee. I pulled up there at 6:55 in the morning and gassed up. I can't remember what her name is. Grits is the lady that came out to help me. And and I thought it was odd because normally.
What do you mean? What do you mean help
go
you?
Back and
like
help filled up my car with gas.
Oh, I see.
And she just stood there the whole time that she was filling it up. And normally, they walk back inside and then they'll come back out when it's full. Mm-hmm. And she just stood there. And she looked disheveled, but I just didn't. That early in the morning, I just didn't, think anything of it and drove off. And at that time, I was working at the Portland Police Records Division downtown, and I got to work, got on shift at 7:45, and the night shift was passing everything off to us, and there was this big thing about police responding to the Leathers gas station, and so I got.
What's it called?
Leathers gas station.
Is it still
Leather
there?
Oil gas station, Gresham, Oregon. You can just put in Gresham Leathers gas station killings, and it will. If you're Googling it, I don't know if you're Googling it or looking it up on the map.
So it's just a small.
It's not there anymore.
Oh, really? It got me there. It said Leathers Oil Company in Gresham.
Yeah, I think they tore it down just a couple of years ago. It's been closed ever since that killing happened in '94. It's been closed, but they just, they're putting in development out there and everything now. So I think they finally tore it down.
Well, that's weird because '94 is where the Google Earth map is. Like you can go all the way back to '94, and there's nothing there where I found it. So you're right. It's somewhere else. Do you happen to know like where, a street or anything like that?
Orient Drive. It's right on Burnside and Orient Drive, I think it is. It's right where Burnside. Well, I guess what's the highway that Burnside is called that goes out to Boring and Hood River? Which highway is that?
Oh shit!
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember anymore. I mean, I live here, but I never go out there or anything like that.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so got to work, got up to date, and then I realized that, because this had already happened, and Portland Police had responded, Multnomah County responded, Gresham Police responded. Everybody was responding to this scene, and then I was like, I was just there at 6:55, so I called one of the detectives to let him know that I was out there at 6:55, and the call for the police came in at 7:08. So they believed that they were there when I pulled up, and that they just sent her out.
I wonder why they would let her do that. Like if you say anything,
they hadn't gotten the cash out of the safe yet.
Yeah, but why would so they let her go out to you just so that you wouldn't? I mean, I don't understand why they would let you. Yeah,
I sat out there. I don't know either. I sat out there for several minutes before she came out, and I didn't. I just figured, well, maybe she was, because I think at that time they were opening up at 6:30, something like that. So I just figured she was probably. I don't know. I'm not sure, but. So it happened, I was there at 6:55, and the next customer that came in sat there for several minutes, and when nobody came out, but the lights were on, they went in and found all three women dead on the floor in the garage there. And wow. So it happened between 6:55 and 7:09 when that customer went in there.
What was it called? What was it? Leathers? Or what was that?
Leathers Oil gas station.
Okay.
And anyway, so they actually had asked me if I would be willing to do hypnosis to see if I could, because I did see a car sitting in the parking lot there, and they wanted to know if maybe they could get some more detail about the car. But within probably 3 or 4 hours, they already had the suspect car. They had the two people that were in the car were there, but the actual person that went in and killed the three ladies, they never did arrest him, and he's never been found.
Yeah, so I found an article that says a man who said he waited in the car with a friend while an accomplice shot three women in a Gresham gas station agreed to a plea bargain that sends him to prison for 10 years. In exchange, Larry Scherf, 20, pleaded guilty to 3 counts of felony murder and agreed to testify against Tyrone Walter Thies. Thies, 21, disappeared about a month after the killings at the Leathers Oil Company station on January 12th. He was being sought on a warrant charging him with robbery and aggravated murder. So he's never been found since then? Wow.
Nope, never found him. And every once in a while you'll see something come up. I think the last time that there's been an updated article was back in 2018. I want to say Oregon Live is the one that did the still looking for this person type article on the news or whatever.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
That's my story.
That's crazy. You just got lucky. You didn't go I don't know if it's one of those marts you can go in and buy something, but
No, it wasn't. And the person after me was lucky, that they weren't still in there when he walked into the gas station.
But it's weird. It must be kind of a weird feeling knowing that you kind of remember her face.
Well, and the thing is, I just wish, if he had been there, why didn't she because they didn't follow her out. Now, the only thing I can think of is that, obviously he said, if you say anything, I'm going to shoot these two ladies here, her co-workers.
Yeah. That's the thing is, why didn't she just send something or just kind of look at you like, help, we're being robbed.
Yeah, if she had just said something, call the police, I would have booked it out of there and been on the phone so fast, Yeah. But I think about that all the time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyways, that's my story.
Well, that's a great one. That's, wow. That's all I can say. I'm going to have to check that case out. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
Just so cold-blooded, just no reason at all.
It was. And for $3,000, that's all. Or wait, might have been $9,000 he got, I think, a total of $9,000. But they're saying that relatives actually helped him because he was actually in the Gresham area for 2 weeks after the killing. And they believe that relatives got him out of there, but they don't know where he went. So.
Yeah, that's just weird. For 25 years, it seems like he should be found somewhere.
Yeah, and he would be real recognizable because he's got this, he's got a Black Panther tattooed on his whole stomach. So it's not like a small tattoo. It's a huge tattoo that he has on his stomach. And so you think, and he's got, if you look at his, I don't know, are you looking at his picture? He's got real distinctive face that anybody would recognize if they saw him. So, but it is weird that nobody's ever found him and they've never been able to, catch relatives, sending him money or whatever,
Yeah, it does have. Let me see if he has there's a picture. And there's tons of articles back then.
If you put in Tyrone Thies and then do images.
Well, I'm not doing that on Google, but let's try that.
Oh. It also has pictures of his tattoos. He's got several tattoos, but the most distinctive one is the large panther that he has on his stomach.
So he's like this white guy with like dark, really pasty looking. That guy.
Yep. Uh-huh.
And he has a Black Panthers, or just a panther. Why does he have a Black Panthers tattoo on him?
I don't know why, but that's what he's got tattooed on his stomach.
God, he's probably just not alive anymore. Oh, he's got just a Black Panther, not like the Black Panthers movement right? That's what you're saying? So,
no, yeah,
okay,
it's the animal, a Black Panther animal, yeah.
I thought you said Black Panthers, something like that, but yeah. Huh, that's wild. I have to check this one out. We have to do a show with part of this in it.
Yeah, I bet you the mother would, if you go on the Facebook, there's a Facebook page, and she's always posting, stuff just to try and keep awareness out there. But I don't know, I don't know that there's that much awareness since the last posting that I can find is like 2018. So I don't know that she gets that much coverage. One of the family members
probably took the 9,000 and went to Mexico.
Yeah.
I
don't know if you live that long on 9,000.
Oh, they're not going to find him there. He just might have went there and started some kind of little business or something and just never left.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Or he's not alive.
So anyway,
okay.
I'll let you get to your other caller.
Well, thanks for calling in. That
was good talking.
I'm glad you made it out of that. All right. All right. Bye. All right, 616. You're on.
Hi, Gray. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi, Gray. This is Jamie calling in. How are you doing tonight?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
Good. I'm really nervous about telling the story because this actually happened to me, and it's just kind of freaky. So I hope this makes sense. So way back in the 90s, probably mid-90s, I was a single mom of 2 and pretty attractive lady at the time, not so much anymore. But I don't know if you remember, I'm sure you're about my age. Way back then, you just didn't really have the same computer situations that we do now. We had like Earthlink with a dial tone and all that. Yep. But single mom, and they used to have these, I don't know what they were really called.
What year was this about?
Really mid-90s, 94, 95, somewhere around that range. They didn't really have online dating, so they had these little like magazines where you could put in, an ad or what have you. And so I responded to this ad. This guy's a professional guy, and I'm going to be very careful about saying his profession. Actually, a couple of months ago, you did a story, maybe a month or 2 ago, of an unsolved murder near Fowlerville, Michigan. And it brought all this back, and I kept saying in the chat, oh my gosh, next time we have a call-in, I'm calling in, I've got a story for you near Fowlerville. So I responded to this guy, and he kept wanting to do dinner, and I'm like, no, we're keeping things on the level here, So we planned on doing a lunch. He was going to have it in his home, come over to the house, midday, everything's kosher. It was about February, I think, and so I'm in Michigan, super cold. I'm not one to just put my kids to the babysitter, but I thought, this guy's a professional guy. He's really interested. And so I went over to have lunch, and nice guy, walked in and met him. He's got 2 sons. One is within a couple of years of my age range, and obviously adores his sons, pictures everywhere and so forth. Very nice home, and he actually was co-owner of a hotel in Asia, and was buying another hotel, and they were refurbishing it, all teak, gorgeous. I saw all the photos, everything. So he's making me lunch, and I sit down at the little bar there.
Do you know where this is?
And go ahead.
Do you know where this is? Where that's located?
I'm not going to give you an exact location, but it's within probably a mile and a half of the Fowlerville I-96 exit. That's all I'm going to say.
Does he still live there or something? Or?
I don't know if he still lives there, but this story freaks me out that much. I'm going to say more. Yeah, sorry. So I sit down to lunch, and he puts this really beautiful Asian dish in front of me, and I was raised with people who just ate anything. I was like, this is great. He put the Dr. Pepper in front of me, a can. It's open, great. Within 5 minutes, I kid you not, I was almost down on the ground. And I thought, what the hell? This is not normal. The room was spinning like you would not believe. It was like, bam, I was down. And I remember running as best I could, very, gazelle and galoshes to the little half bath off the kitchen tile floor, and I lay down on the floor, and I remember putting my face on that floor thinking, and I looked up at this, the handle in the bathroom and thought, it was that fight or flight. I got to get out of here. But I got to get to that doorknob, but I don't know how to get to that doorknob. I can't get up, and it scared me beyond belief, but I finally mustered it up, and I thought, okay, you're going through this in your mind, like, I got to get out of here. How do I get out of here? I can't even hardly stand up, let alone how am I going to get in the car? How am I going to get, out of here? And God finally got out, and he kept saying, well, lay down on the bed. I'm like, no, I'm not laying down on that bed, and lay down on the couch. I'm like, no. And it was February, ice. And that was my other thought was, oh my gosh, if I get out of this house, am I going to fall on this ice and break something? I'm never going to get out of here. And it was just crazy. I remember getting in the car, rolling down all the windows, and driving as fast as I could out of there. And there was no doubt in my mind he gave me something. I don't know what it was, but I remember laying on that floor in that tile bathroom just thinking, get out of here, don't fall, you're going to be okay, And
what was he doing when
that was the end of that.
What was he doing when you were... when you tried to get up and get out, like he just sort of let you...
He kept banging on the door, like, come on out, you can lay down on the bed, or are you sick? And I was like, oh my gosh, I was thinking, not only am I sick, what did you give me? What did you give me?
You didn't want to say that because if you say that, then he's got something to cover up. If you don't mention that...
It's not even just cover up, it was just that, like I said, fight or flight. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to alarm him in any way.
What I'm saying is that made sense, because if you say that, then he feels like now you're more in danger, because now he knows that you're on to what he did. But if you just leave and say, oh yeah, like you're sick and you're just going to vomit, and you don't give him any reason to try to cover anything up, then you have a better chance of surviving.
Yeah, it was just scary, and I was so nervous of calling this in not because of talking to you or the Freak family, but this story just freaks me out because I remember back. But, there's a message, Gray, in this story, and that is all those Freak family members who are out there who have children who are that age or who have grandchildren, you really have to be very cautious. This is way before the time of, hey, take your drink with you. Way before that really, really hit the scene. So I really instilled that in my kids. Whatever you do, take your drink with you. Don't trust anyone with your drink. Don't trust anyone with your food, and so on. So please protect yourselves. He was an albatross, and he would have taken me down if I hadn't I literally ran out of the house and thought, please do not fall on this ice in the driveway.
And
I remember driving down driving down to the side road to get to the freeway with the windows wide open. February, it was probably 20 degrees at that, and thinking, breathe, just get home, get out of here.
Yeah. Well, how was it driving? Were you able to?
Interestingly enough, within about 10 or granted, this is not something I would normally do, but I had to get out of there, and I was so scared. I think it was about 10 or 15 minutes of those windows wide open, 15, 20 degrees. I was feeling some semblance of normal, but I think, Gray, it happened so fast. It hit me so fast that I caught it fast, because it was just like I was fine, and then bam, I wasn't. And then I was I literally crawled. I say I ran, but there was a point with that bathroom when I was crawling in there, and I was just laying there for I don't even know how long, and thought, Lord, just get me out of here.
So you must have locked the door when you went in the bathroom, right?
Oh yeah. But I remember I still feel that tile on my face because I was trying to wake myself up because I was thinking, okay, and I just kept looking at that doorknob thinking, okay, what is my move here? What am I going to do to get out of here?
So when you ran outside, you ran outside and he just kind of let you leave? He didn't...
Yeah, he didn't chase it. When I say run, it was, run is a relative term, but I got out of there as quick as I could, and I had a 6 shift, and I still made it out of there. kind of a manual speed kind of gal, you know. And I remember just driving down that road. I made a left and then got on the freeway, and he just he was like the phone, like, what's going on? And I'm like, I knew he did something. He kept wanting me to lay down on the bed. Well, okay, well, if you don't want to lay down on the bed, you can lay down on the couch. And I was like, no, I'm out of here, dude. I'm out of here. I never heard another thing from him. And, but it taught me well. And, I mean, this is a professional guy. If I told you this guy was accolades up the wazoo, and I thought,
how do you know that?
Gosh,
but maybe he was making it up. Like, maybe, how do you know he was really?
He could have been, but I mean, this is a gorgeous house. I mean, I saw all the this is a nice home. I saw all the photos of the hotel he owned, the one he was buying, all the renovations. I mean, he had like a photo album. But I mean, true, he could have been making this up, but and it wasn't so much about the money, but I thought, okay, this guy's got his stuff together, I got 2 kids, and if he's willing to take those kids on and it's a match, great, awesome guy, I just remember driving that 6 shift down the road thinking, just get me home. So, teach your kids, teach your grandkids. That's all I want to say. I wanted to just tell that story. So.
Yeah, well, thanks for. I wish you could have been more specific to show the house, but I see why you wouldn't want to do that.
I could probably find the house, but I don't want to say it over. I'm just freaked out. I could drive there right now, but yeah, no. But thanks to all the Freak family. You guys are awesome, and thanks for taking my call, Gray. I really appreciate it.
And what was your name again?
Jamie. This is Jamie McLaughlin. Yeah.
Oh, Jamie McLaughlin. Hey, all right, cool.
Yeah. I love you all. You guys stay safe and don't go to strangers' homes for lunch, okay?
Yeah, don't do that. Listen to what Jamie McLaughlin said. Jamie McLaughlin.
Don't do it. Y'all take care. Be safe, okay?
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Glad you made it out. All right. Wow, that was a freaky one. She got obviously drugged with probably, I don't know, one of those date rape drugs, and somehow managed to get the hell out of there. Very lucky, very lucky. And I don't know if it was through thinking or fortune, she didn't make the guy feel like she was onto him, just that she wasn't feeling well, so he felt it was okay that she left, because he could probably just claim, what do you mean? So, crazy. All right. Hey, thanks, Claudia Neubauer. Yeah, it's a total nightmare. And just a second here, 707. Not quite yet. Just a second. I don't want. There's going to be audio here. All right, 707, you're on.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Who's this?
Okay, hi. This is Maya.
Maya? Oh.
Yeah.
How's it going?
That's good. How are you? I'm just a little nervous, I guess. But I don't know if you're gonna want to look up where it took place, but for reference, it was 1401 Humphrey Drive, Sassoon, California. And the apartments was Autumn Oak Apartments.
Where is it? Susan City or something?
No, Sassoon. It's Suisun.
Yeah, but city, right? I'm not saying it right, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Susan. All right. Yeah, right here in these apartments. Okay.
Okay.
I got it.
So yeah. And then so it's that apartment building at the end on the left.
So down.
You want to get the street view.
Yeah, I'm already in street view. Down here.
Yeah, keep going over a little bit to the left. To the left. The other way.
Oh, the left. I thought you were like
the
left side of the road. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, keep.
Yeah, let me just go back out here.
Yeah.
So, like right here. Or this
No,
one?
keep going a little bit. You'll see it all the way at the end. It'll be the last building right here. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the apartment's right here. So this one. So your phone is way behind what we're talking about. Okay, so it gets really frustrating.
You just circled it. I just saw you circle it with your mouse.
Yeah, like right here. This
no,
one?
on the street.
Okay, right here. The one right next to the street. Okay. Right by that van.
So like.
Right by the van that was on the ground. Well, not now, but right here.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
So the reason why it kind of matters because that one is the one we lived in, and it's the only one that had with the green. It's the only one that for some reason it had a gate that connected to like the outside, and all the other apartments didn't. They blocked it off after this incident, but so that's where it took place. So it was in 2006, and my sister, I was in 6th grade, and my sister was in the 12th grade. She had a boyfriend who actually lived with us for a little bit in her 11th grade year at a different apartment. And I didn't know about any abuse in their relationship at the time, but like after this happened, it kind of became clear that's probably what was going on. So they had broken up, and it was literally the day before Thanksgiving. So she was coming home from her she worked as a babysitter, and she was coming home. She called me and she was like, okay, I'm gonna come home and bring all this this food home, leave the gate and the sliding glass door open just in case we have to run. And I'm like, okay. I didn't think anything of it, which is weird because that's weird. And I just did what she said. And then when she came home...
What did she tell you to do? She told you to say that part again? What did she have you do? She
said leave the gate open and the sliding glass door open.
Oh, weird.
Just in case we have to run.
Run? Huh.
Right. Yes. And then I really didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, that's a weird statement, but I don't know why she said that. I guess I'll talk to her about it, later. But so I came out and I grabbed the food, and I was ahead of her on my way back inside, and all I heard was, Maya, run. And I ran in the house, and I just put the food down, and I'm like already shaking. I didn't know what she was talking about, but it was weird to me that she was like, oh, just in case we have to run. And then she's like, okay, run now. And so I ran in the house, put the food down. She comes in behind me, and she closes the sliding glass door, and she locks it. And I see her ex-boyfriend coming to the window. And he picked up some loose brick. I don't know where he got it because the apartments aren't made out of brick. So I don't know if we had like some stuff in the backyard thing there. But he picked up a brick and he slammed it through the window, and she ran up the stairs, and I'm like trying to follow her, and like they're both in track, so she's already up the stairs, and locked the bathroom door, and he pushed past me because he's taking the stairs 3 at a time, because they're townhouses, so like each apartment has an upstairs too. Mm-hmm. So and he bust the bathroom door down on top of her, and drug her out, and while he was busting the door down upstairs, I had already ran back downstairs to the kitchen and grabbed the biggest knife that was there. So when they came back down and he was dragging my sister down, I was too scared to use it because, like I said, I was only in 6th grade. So I just had it in my hand, and he ripped out the phone line, and he dragged her out over the glass from the broken door, and he dragged her outside. I guess he had he didn't have a car waiting, I'm not sure, but I know he drugged her for like blocks and blocks and blocks, and I just ran across
just down the street with people. A lot of people out there though, right? I mean, it was
at night. It was at night, in the middle of the night. So somebody did end up helping her. So I heard her screaming, and somebody did end up helping her in the neighborhood just a few blocks down. That's why I don't think he had his car waiting or anything like that. But he was caught and everything. I ran to the next door neighbor to call, and I just remember like breaking down in the middle of the street saying like he stole my sister, And then the police came and they brought her back like an hour or two later. after the other people had called the police. And
what was his deal?
Everything.
Did he think, was it jealous, or what was going on there?
Yeah, something like that. Like, if I can't have you, nobody can, kind of thing. Because she had already started dating another guy.
Oh, well, there you go. He was probably... So they broke up, right?
Yeah, it was just kind of weird for that to be the case, because they're, like, in 12th grade, I know why that happens, obviously, but, like...
Well, the hormones at that age are a lot worse, so that's where you get these... you might actually have more instances of that jealous rage kind of thing in the younger ages. The older you get, when you're 50, it's like, whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty much.
That's a crazy story.
Much the gist of it.
It's scary that you had to go through that in a minute. And what's weird is you were sort of put in this position. Like, what if you actually had used the knife? Then all of a sudden it would have kind of messed up you would have been deemed okay to have done that, but it would kind of messed up your life a little bit mentally.
Yeah. I was thinking, I always think, like, okay, if I would have actually tried to stab him, he probably would have took the knife from me, because he was hella strong. So he was, like, basically a full-grown man, even though he's only 18. Like, he was pretty strong. So I don't think it would have ended well for either of us.
So you went up there and just bashed.
Maybe it was
it's crazy. You went upstairs and knocked the entire door over on top of her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he must have been a pretty big guy to do that.
He wasn't, like, football status, but he played basketball and he ran track. So, like, he was muscular, but, like, he wasn't, like, Hulk or anything, like, super buff. But, yeah.
Well, hey, I appreciate you telling the story. That's scary. That'd be a scary one. Yeah.
Is there anybody else calling?
I don't have anybody on hold or anything, but,
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. All right, have a good one.
Okay, bye.
Yep, so that was the last caller. Thank you very much for calling in. That was the last caller that was on hold there. Good stories, though. So if anybody else wants to call in, I'll give you another 7 minutes. And if not, well, hell, it'll just be a shorter night than usual. Well, the number is the number. If you can't, sometimes it's weird. People have a hard time calling in. I don't know why or I can't give them a reason. Anything like that. Thank you, Claudia Neubauer. Let me try something here. I do have a, if I can get I think there might be one in here for the UK. Hold on. Here's one. There's actually, well, here we go. I'll just put it on the screen over here. Look. All right. Can you see that one at all? Well, it's too small. Let me make it bigger. These are UK numbers for Zoom, but it still has the same meeting ID and password and all that. I do have a call here, but all right, see that? Those are UK numbers. So try some of those, all right? And then also, let me get the, we'll put the password and everything on the bottom. There. Okay? See if you can work with that one. But you gotta hurry because I got a call here. 716, you're on the air.
Hi. Love your I love your show. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm actually calling sort of on behalf of somebody else. It's a little bit off topic. There's a woman named Roxanne First Collins, Furst Collins, and she has a brother who died last year, Ray Hanisch. Are you familiar with the name? He was actually killed by Garrett Kurtz. He was strangled.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody...
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Somebody just called in over here and did they had a bunch of porn on Zoom, so I had to get rid of them. I'm just letting you know, as you were talking, that other number that came in. So I had to take care of that.
I'm sorry.
So I missed what you were saying. Some idiot came in and put some pictures up over here. Because they have nothing better to do. But yeah, go ahead. So,
Okay. Well, I want to apologize because it's a little bit off topic, but I guess you could say that I'm calling for Roxanne First Collins, who's the sister of Ray Hanisch, who was killed last December, by Garrett Kurtz.
Well, that's what all they say is that they know he's connected somehow. That's it. They don't.
Who's they? Who's
he? Like the articles and the police, they know he's connected somehow to the death, but I don't know if they can say, "Oh, he's," I don't know. Do they really have the full evidence that he's the one that strangled him? Because it's really
I guess what they're doing is they're like going to settle, apparently, from what I could tell from Roxanne, from her posts. She has a post on Facebook, and she has a GoFundMe account. So if you could tell her, you could read her side of the story from both of those. But I thought it was significant in that here's a second victim of Garrett Kurtz. I don't know, and I just think he needs a little more scrutiny, given the double connection to Delphi. The first connection being, the pictures of the horses.
Yeah.
And the other connection being, a connection to Derek, apparently. Maybe that's just a hearsay connection. I don't know that much about that. But I don't know. It just seems to me, I just wanted to say that I didn't know that you had heard about Ray Hanisch.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah, he does. He's not, he's interesting. He's somebody that I've always thought was interesting. But obviously they don't seem to be able to be connecting him. He looks like, he has a look that's similar, I think. But, how come they haven't connected him yet?
When you say, I'm not sure if I'm following you exactly.
Why not?
No, I don't. Who's they? The police aren't connecting Ray Hanisch to.
No, they're not connecting Garrett Kurtz to the murder. Because you're trying to get back to the Delphi case. Yeah.
Right. Oh, you're saying they haven't connected Garrett Kurtz to Delphi?
Well, yeah, that seems kind of obvious since you were referring to the Delphi case and him being connected to, the Delphi case.
Well, there's two connections, really. There's the picture of the horses, and there's his possible relationship to Derek. Right.
Yeah, well, nobody knows anything about the possible relationship with Derek. That's just all rumor crap. The only thing I know for sure is that on his Facebook page, he had a picture of a horse that's on the property of, I can't remember his name all of a sudden, but, you kind of threw me off because we're not really talking about, we're not talking about Delphi at all, and it has nothing to do with
Right. I know. That's why well, right. Okay, I'm sorry. I just sort of wanted to, because
Ron
Ron Logan, right. And I just read, his sister, Ray Hanisch's sister. It was just so compelling the way she wrote about her brother's death, and how the police did really a terrible job investigating it. Really didn't collect any decent evidence. So and he was strangled.
Okay. I just don't. But I don't. You know, I don't. The Ray Hanish thing doesn't make me think anything more that he's connected to Delphi. You know, the only thing that makes me think he's maybe connected to Delphi is that he's murdered a woman before, and that he had horses on his Facebook page that are on Ron Logan's property, very close to the crime scene. So he knew the area. That's it. The Ray Hanish thing, doesn't make any.
If we knew how Abby and Libby were killed, but we don't know.
Right, we don't
if
know.
They were strangled or not.
Yeah, we don't know.
Right.
So it's kind of a waste of time to speculate on it because I really have no clue.
Right. No, that's a good point. Point taken. Okay, but I didn't know if you had heard about Ray Hanish. So
I
that's
heard
my only.
I saw her write an article.
Okay.
She was in an article, and she was upset about the investigation and how they originally ruled it something totally different. But there you go.
Yeah. So okay. Well, thank you, Gray. I appreciate your taking my call.
Well, thank you. All right. Bye. All right. 304. You're on the air.
There was another. I really wasn't going to say anything productive, but there's another call now.
What's going
How are you, Gray?
Not too bad, Cairo. Not too bad.
I didn't think anyone else was calling, so I was actually going to flip it on you and ask you about a true crime situation that you have been in. But somebody else has called now, so I can go away.
Yeah, I don't really remember just those ones that I've told you guys about before, but yeah.
Well, yeah. All right then. Have a good night.
All right, have a good one. See ya. Cairo the Troll, man. What's going on? All right, hold on. 856.
Hi, Gray. It's Lillian again.
Oh, boy. Here we go. What's going on?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, man.
This is what happens when you're 70. You just find things to talk about because there's nobody else to talk about, and I love talking to you.
Well, thanks.
But anyway, Gray, I couldn't find the article of the gas station when I was robbed when I was 23, 24, but I did look it up on Google while I was listening to the show, and it is on County Road 626, which is Rancocas Road, and I believe the address might be 584, and it's at Highland Road. It's a Luke oil now. I brought it right up on Google, and boy, did that bring back memories.
Yeah,
but it is.
What was it
still
again?
there.
Where is it? 584. What?
It's on Rancocas Road, Rancocas, and it's which is County Road 626, and it said 584. Maybe that was on the bottom of my tablet, and it's Highland Road.
Yeah,
and it's a Luke oil.
Well, that's what I was saying when you were doing the show. I found the Luke oil right there.
Oh yeah, well that's where I worked, and that was back in the day BP oil. It was a BP Gas and Go, and there was a gas station across the street.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Man, I can't now that big building back there behind it, that wasn't there.
Yeah, like in 1995 even, it was just all by itself with a big field behind it.
Yeah.
Now it's got a huge building and everything. So.
Yeah, so I said, let me call them back. Are you ready to get off? Because I see times and dates. I have another murder that was in my area where I live.
Well, why don't you save that one because I got another caller here.
Okay,
because we'll be doing another show and then you call in on that one.
Okay, but you got the spot. That was it. So I just wanted to let you know that. Okay, have a good night.
Well, you too.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Lillian. That was funny. Yeah, so that's the same. That is the right place. Okay. Now I'm trying to remember. What was her story? Oh, she got robbed. They got a safe was robbed, right? Okay, I think that was it. Okay, 602, you're on the air.
Hi, Gray.
Hello, who's this?
I just Monica, Moni B.
Moni B, how's it going?
Yeah, terrible. I just woke up, so I'm a little foggy, so don't blame me for any dumb remarks.
All right, I'll try not to.
So I have I worked late. I have 2 different connections to serial killers.
Oh yeah, wow.
I just wanted to lighten the mood a little bit.
2 different serial killers?
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow. So the first one is the son of Sam, David Berkowitz.
Oh yeah?
I used to be roommates with my friend Jimmy right after I graduated high school. I moved to Phoenix from northern Arizona. And his best friend and his best friend's dad were having some issues, struggling financially, so he let him move in with us too. And then one day we were watching like Unsolved Mysteries, and Tommy's like, "Oh, my scene's coming up." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Oh, I was one of the witnesses to the David Berkowitz stuff, but I don't remember. I was like barely 18, like just moved to a big city, not really paying attention too much. But I've looked into it a little bit, and it sounded like he was like one of the people that said there might have been more than one killer. His name was Tommy Zano. I guess he was making out with his chick in the parking lot and saw it happen behind him in the rearview mirror.
Oh, jeez.
But he's been discredited, but he was a really nice and like gregarious guy and really like charming, but so who knows? I only knew him for like a month or two.
He as a witness became discredited?
There's, from the different shows I've seen about him, it said like, well, yeah, like, well, they can't credit that. I don't know. I don't want to misspeak, but yeah, they were saying that there was some questionable facts in his report, his eyewitness accounts or something.
Well, what's the other one?
Okay. So the other one, when I was small, I was born and raised for the first 8 years of my life in Lake Elsinore, California.
And
then
where in California again?
Huh?
Where was that?
Lake Elsinore. They call it Lake Smelsinore because it was like a really gross lake.
Elsinore? Oh, Elsinore. Okay, yeah.
Elsinore. Elsinore.
Yep. Okay.
And so when I was little, I think I was only 2 or 3, my parents drove me over to Canyon Lake because they found a babysitter. I think it was through church. See how green and ugly that lake is?
Yeah, are there any fish in that thing? Looks like
no.
It looks
they had
nuclear.
to put like chemicals to treat it, and it killed everything, and it was like just gross. They said when you come out of that thing, if you ever try and are brave enough to go in, like all the teens that would dare each other, that you would come out with your body green, like a swamp thing.
Yeah, it looks like they dumped nuclear waste in there.
Right? It's like the Mr. Burns fish.
Oh my God.
You're bringing back bad memories worse than the serial killer guy.
Oh my God. And what's this crap over here? This orange lake. Man, what's going on over there? There's like orange lakes and green lakes. Yeah.
The people are really nice.
Oh, the people are nice, but they all live around in, like, you notice how like everybody, when they live near a lake, they live right on it. Everyone seems to be moved back a little bit. You notice that? Look at that. They all got this space there. They're not like right on it. They're like, get the hell out of here. Right? Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Oh my God, you're killing me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, Canyon Lake, I think, or no, not Canyon Lake. I'm sorry. It starts with an M. It's the nearby city to Lake Elsinore called. Shoot. There's 2 towns right next to each other. Like.
There's a Lake Matthews over there. I don't know if that's it.
My aunt lives there. I can't believe I can't forget the name. No, it's wow, shoot. like a small little town. Like there's Wildemar. It's right next to Wildemar.
Okay, well, anyways, go ahead. What's the...
Okay, but yeah, sorry. So anyways, my mom found a babysitter. Her and my dad were both working at a propane company, and so they would drop me off, and my dad, like, went to go pick me up after work one day, and the girl who was babysitting me, it was a young woman, and her brother was in the what do you call it, the driveway fixing a car. My dad's like, hey buddy, you need any help? And he was like, acted really strange. He's like, no, I'm fine, just doing stupid thing, and started like cussing and like hitting the car, and like short temper fuse kind of goes crazy a little bit. And so my dad's like, okay, chill out, it's not that serious, like. And so he went in to get me, and then later on it was found out that my babysitter's brother was William Stuff, who is the Riverside, he was like the Riverside prostitute killer.
Your babysitter's brother?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And it turned out my aunt worked with him at some like refrigeration and cooling place, and he like would offer her a ride home in the van that he kidnapped the sex workers. And then my sister was friends in class with one of the like nieces of a victim, and then my cousin Deanna, she knew a victim's relative too. It was so sad. And I guess he said that the rumor around town was that he cut off the breast of, I don't know how graphic I can be. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
But there was a chili contest, let's just say that.
Yeah.
And so nobody would eat chili over there.
Let's see. Oh, that's pretty gross.
Yeah.
I think almost everybody that lives in California is connected to a serial killer of some sort. There's just so many of them that live down there. It's crazy.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You know, there's like the fifth degree of separation, maybe. Oh, I know somebody that knows somebody that knows, you know, a serial killer.
Well, I have one last one really quick. So when I moved around a lot when I was younger, 'cause my dad got job offers and was into drugs, so we kept leaving all his bad friends behind. And so I ended up in northern Arizona, and I went to high school with a girl that had ended up married to, there was like this Mormon it reminds me of the Lori Vallow case a lot, because this guy was in the Mormon religion, and he was an LDS member, and then he was married to a girl named Faylene, and he would have visions of her dying, and he said, you're going to die. And there was an attempt made at a rock, what do you call it, like not Yellowstone, but like a Utah National Monument, like Zion, and she ended up falling
Bryce
like
Canyon.
2 stories, huh?
No, like Bryce Canyon in Utah.
Yeah, something like that. And she ended up falling, and she survived, and then she ended up dying in her bathtub. But she wrote a letter to her husband's mistress saying, I want you to raise my kids. I want you guys to get married, and I believe that you were meant to be Heavenly Father.
Well, when she fell those 2 stories, did she get pushed?
That's what everyone believes, but she didn't ever say.
Well, why wouldn't she say that?
Memory of it.
Well, it's weird that she wouldn't say that, but then she's telling everybody that she's going to die, and you know, she knows. Well, how did she die in the bathtub?
It's assumed that he killed her. He went to trial, but I think he got off because there was no witnesses.
And maybe no marks on her?
Supposedly
like
she was poisoned. It was like I said, very similar to like the Tammy Daybell.
Yeah. Well, yeah, or like more like
attempt on her life,
Melissa
and then
Pesky,
husband has visions. Huh?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of cases that we've covered that are just like that. But
yeah,
he had visions.
This one was crazy for our small town. It rocked it, because this is the popular pretty girl that ended up married to this guy that was like, he worked for the Phoenix Suns too, doing like physical therapy and health prescriptions or something.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, good. All right. Well, I'm glad. Don't come anywhere near me with your serial killers. But
I'm safe, thank goodness.
wow. Well, hey. Well, thank you for calling in, though.
Thank you for having me.
I'm glad you just jumped out of bed and called. You know.
Right. I'm like, I got to lighten up the mood a little bit with some death.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Well, have yourself a...
Have a good one.
Have a good one. See you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. 447.
Hello?
Hello. Yep.
It's Sean.
How's it going, Sean? Did you get that number I put on the screen?
I worked out. It took me ages, but at least I'm sober.
Are you sure? I don't think so.
I'm just checking myself, actually. No, I'm doing all right. Yeah. I'm sorry about all those times around. So don't get me crying. I cry at everything now. Can't watch any sad movies. Can't watch anything serious. Can't do anything. Honest to God. Anyway, I missed you. You're fantastic.
Well, thanks.
Still listen to you every
too bad
day.
Yourself. Sean Beecham.
Yeah. Sorry I've been donating so much. I just haven't been concentrating.
I mean, yeah, the thing is...
People have got to get busy, I suppose.
If people, like you said, people can donate, they donate, but it's not, it's one of those things where it's weird because now I feel like I got to keep upping my donation to the charities at the end of the month. So, oh well.
Well, yours was always the most important. Anyway, I only wanted to tell you about something that really strange happened to me, but this is just a warning to all those people that do anything crazy if they have a massive loss in their family and they decide that they want to go and, climb mountains or do something crazy. I decided that I wanted to go to Thailand because my mother died and my daughter died, so I popped off to Thailand and I thought it was a great idea. So I went for the second time by myself.
To Thailand?
And it wasn't a very good. Where did I go?
Yeah. Where did you go?
I started off at Bangkok and I ended up in Phuket. But people say Phuket differently, don't they? So.
Okay, so you went to Thailand. All right.
Phuket to me, and it's Phuket to others. I don't know. Anyway, all I know is this big black car just kept turning up and kept telling me that they wanted to keep picking me up all the time back to their hotel, and it was just up the road. A couple of miles away. It wasn't far, but you had to wonder what on earth they wanted me for.
So you got kidnapped?
So all I'm saying is that basically you'll be careful of people all the time, haven't you?
Yeah, everybody. Be careful.
And I've missed you. I've missed your site, and I'm sorry. I've had a bit of a wobbler, so I stayed well away for a while. But
yeah, I haven't seen you're just sort of in the
keep going
chat.
up and up with donations.
I read the chat about 30% of the time, but normally
you don't have to read it. It doesn't matter.
Well, I try. I can't read every
I don't even care when you're grumpy. You're quite funny, actually. It's just when I'm grumpy as well. I just like that. I see grumpy too.
Gray is never grumpy. That's mean to say Gray is grumpy.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean
Can't be
Beecham.
grumpy on the same day.
Hey, Sean Beecham, how can you possibly say Gray is grumpy?
Well, she's just telling the truth sometimes.
You are grumpy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. But anyway, you got the dog interested, and my cat, which is a bit strange. And the cat, for everybody that's interested, is called Mouse, which I thought was really weird and thought might make a few people laugh.
You have a cat named Mouse?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Is that strange?
Kind of.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And I got a hamster that's just not called Mouse.
What was the pet that you were mentioning the other day? your dog's name? What's the dog?
She's called Daisy.
Yeah.
Well, everyone wanted me to call her like, something like, I don't know, Skyfalls or, you know, Ice Cubes. And I'm like, no, she's English, and quite frankly, she doesn't look like that. She's just cute. So anyway, and I love your dog, and I love how the nice one. I'm sorry, but you have got two dogs, and one is slightly nicer. Chloe's annoying.
Nuts. Yeah, Chloe's cute.
She's lovely.
She's cute as hell, but she's cute. She's cute, but she's a demon. I mean, she's just literally.
But the other one, I just love the way
Blue.
He takes it all the time. Anyway, I am sober, but it meant that lockdown thing was really rough. We've only just come out of it.
The what?
We're going to the zoo next week. The zoo. I might lock myself in there.
Oh, don't do that.
No. I honestly haven't been out that much. I got asthma, so I had to stay in a lot. So I got kind of bored. You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're the best.
Well,
keep
on
fighting. Don't get down. And
okay.
You know you're the best.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Sean Beecham.
No problem. I love you all.
Have a good
Bye, freaks.
All right, stay safe. Bye. Sean Beecham, everybody. She told us she had no drinks, and I believe her. All right, 919. You're on the air.
Hey, Gray. It's
Hello.
Chrissy Paradis.
Hey, Chrissy Paradis.
When you use that voice, I cussed like right off the bat. I've worked in radio for like 10 years, and I don't even have that yet. Gray Hughes.
Yeah.
My voice is too messed up. It's Gray Hughes.
Were you actually on the radio talking?
Yeah. It's sports during the day, and then
Okay, do it.
crime.
Let's hear it.
At night.
Do a. What do you mean? So they have radio for true crime? Where was that?
No, I'm saying I've worked in sports. I worked in news talk for a little bit, but oh my goodness, that was an election year, and it was Obama's first term, and just there was so much ignorance on both sides. I was like, I gotta go. So I always wanted to work in sports, but I did do the Zoo Crew stuff before that, the morning show.
Well, pretend. Do something. Let me hear what it sounds like, what it's supposed to sound like.
See, the way that I do it is in the beginning it was very, the dumb blonde. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It was so fake, and I hated that, and I said, I'm done with that. I don't want to. I think it's very transparent, and it falls flat, and people are, tuning out, and that's not who I want to be labeled as. So I started just busting people's balls a little bit when they didn't see it coming on the air, and it was more of a, fun. We kind of created a fun dynamic, and then I just decided to be myself 100% of the time. So I might not have the best announcer voice, but
well, good.
I do mainly third mic, and I'm also like the EP, so I control the content and get to dole out punishment. So that's always fun.
Awesome.
But I know you're like closing things out, so I really wanted to just call and say that or thank you, because I got here a little late, but all of the it's very brave to be able to share the stories that I heard. So it made me think of just the reminding people maybe to go check out the DJ Justice for DJ website and just the video that you had made recently. If people weren't involved in the chat a couple months ago, I thought that might be helpful.
Well, I told her. Well, she's actually meeting with the BCI or whatever the hell it is, or the
GBI, yeah.
The GBI over there in Atlanta, right, or Georgia. Yep. Yeah. So she's doing that tomorrow, and I said, well, just play him the video. And the thing is, she doesn't want to go in there and just start busting out like her theories. Okay, you got to say, look, all three of the people that were witnesses say that he didn't pull the trigger, so that immediately makes it not an accident. I mean, not a suicide. It's either an accident or some kind of negligent homicide or something else, but it sure as hell isn't a suicide. There's no way in hell that case is a suicide. There's zero chance.
Absolutely.
Of it, you know, so.
It's so strong. I think you can't. I mean, you lead with that, and there's really not a point you can argue. So, but just that was really helpful. So I know that support and everything would be really. She'd probably be embarrassed, but she's a strong member of the Freak family. So, just wanted to say that and appreciate all you do, and thanks.
Well, thanks.
Gray Hughes.
Chrissy Paradis.
Damn, you win again. You always do.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Have a good one. See ya. 609, you're on the air.
Oh, hello?
Hello, who's this?
Oh, hi. This is Claire.
Claire. All right.
Yes, hi. How are you?
Pretty good. Do you have a true crime story?
Yes. I when I was a teenager in 98, I went to a school called Elan School.
The what?
And it was the most controversial.
How do you spell that?
ELAN School.
ELEN?
ELAN School in Poland, Maine.
Oh, okay.
And if you ever heard of the case, the Martha Moxley case, with Michael Skakel.
Yeah.
Well, he went to the same school that I went to, but back in the 70s, and it was basically the most controversial school in the United States, and it was closed down by Congress because of the abuse. And so when I was there, 2020 came, and they were investigating because he went to the school and he admitted to killing Martha Moxley at that school that I went to.
It looks like a camp or something. Are there like dorms or something? Or?
Yeah, it was more of like a trailer, kind of like, it wasn't like a comfortable school. It was more of like, basically, just trailers, and they had very controversial punishments there, like boxing rings and stuff.
Yeah,
and
I have it on the screen. It's like white buildings, brown roofs, and kind of looks like a camp.
Yeah.
Looks like a camp, kind of.
Yeah. And so when 2020 came, they told us that we couldn't do because there was a lot of controversial things like the screaming and, dressing people up in different costumes and making them wear like signs, and that all had to stop when 2020 came. Everything had to be quiet. Basically, Michael Skakel, I think, went to jail for the whole. He did. I think he's still in there.
Yeah, you're talking about. He's still in jail, yeah, or prison. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting because I didn't expect, when I was at this school, I didn't expect that to happen. But
so was it pretty strict in there? And I mean, what was the purpose of the school? Was it a boarding school, or what was it?
It was a boarding school for kids, well, I wasn't that bad, but the kids that I went to school with, some of them were really, really bad. But I was there, my parents sent me there. I was there for 2 years, and it was more of like, it was run by this man who basically just believed in, punishments like putting you in the boxing ring and you had to fight the students, and you had to fight each other, basically get general meetings. You had to stand up in front of the house with a dunce cap on, and like 150 people would scream at you. They would make you wear diapers, carry around a bottle and say, please confront me on why I'm a baby, things like that. And so it's kind of weird, I know, but
I think it's a lot of those boarding schools like that for the rich people are just lazy parents that just don't want to deal with their kid, and they just kind of send them off.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that there's some kids that are just too far beyond, but a lot of these kids that go there are just like, shit, they're cramping my style. I've got these parties I got to go to, and they sort of just ship them off. Yeah, so that's what happened. So like when 2020 came, everything was hush hush, and basically, Michael Skakel, he basically went to the school for 2 years back in the 70s. And when I was there, it was in the 90s. So back in the 70s, I heard it was a lot worse, even worse, the punishment, but. Yeah. You have more, I mean, how many people would be there, the kids, at any given time?
There were 50 kids when I was in there in each house. So about like 20 girls, 25 guys, something like that.
And so he killed her while he was at that camp?
No, he killed her before. And they didn't know until the confession came out in a group. They ran groups, therapeutic groups, and he said that he killed her.
Yeah, well, you got a lot of the Kennedys. A lot of the Kennedys are trying to get him out. Still.
Yeah.
Got a lot of messed up crap in that family. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's weird. I wonder what if there's people. There's probably somebody out there that knows everything, like what the truth is. It'd be weird to read something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to call and let you know my true crime experience.
Well, good. I mean, you called in. It takes guts for some reason. Oh my God, Gary's so scary. But you survived, right?
Yeah, and I also had another experience later in life with a guy that I dated once or twice, and I think it was like the third time I went out with him. I went to his apartment, and he had a knife, and he pulled it out on me.
Wow.
And that's another experience. And like that girl was talking about before, about wanting to get out, and you just try to see how you're going to get out. And I did get out, but so I basically got out, but it was scary.
It is, man. It's crazy. So you got a couple crazy, well, maybe one time you can call in and tell the whole story on the next one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Well, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, have a great night, and I love your show. Bye.
Right. Well, thank you. Bye. All right. Well, that's going to be it right there. 2 hours of call in. But I really appreciate you guys, everybody who was calling in. That was interesting. It's weird. All the close calls that people have. Yes! Zozo. But hey, it was 2 more hours. But you guys are so nice. You know? And thanks for calling in. Yeah, well, we got to save the, for some other shows. No, I'm not smoking, okay? I'm not smoking. And a lot of whack jobs out there. Yeah, I appreciate you guys calling in and sharing your experiences. Some of those were absolutely I could see how terrifying they would be. So, let's see. And we'll go to what's the name of that again? Halloweenish. There we go, right there. So thank you to Zozo, Jennifer Cochran Fent, Small 1189. She called in from, was it? I can't remember what state that was. I tried to block it out so I wouldn't want to remember. And Carolina T, Barbara Smith, Tracy 75, Jody William, Christina Kubicek. I think, wasn't she from Small 11989? Wasn't that in Australia? Now that I think back. Sydney area. Let's see. Oh yeah, so Carolina T, thank you very much. Barbara Smith, Tracy 75, and by the way, Carolina T is the one that made that cool background. This one right here. Or she actually made a painting that I turned into a background. She didn't make the background. See? Look at that. Chloe, and Chloe's smoking something, it looks like. It's got a pipe. And then there's Blue in the foreground. Yeah, thank you, Barbara Smith, Tracy 75, Jody William, Christina Kubicek, Miss Skiss, S. Friend, Tara Miller, Sean Beecham, Zozo, Claudia Neubauer again, Juju Positive, Zozo, Daudio Caspian Horses Rock, Zozo, and right now just Sarita Hilly. So thank you very much. Yeah. So let me go to the middle of the screen here. Now you can see the landscape. Let me get rid of zoom. Oh, that's the wrong one. A second. Thank you, Daudio Caspian Horses Raw. Those are always so funny. Thank you, Allison R. Wow, look at that. That's the Nebulae Iglugluglug. I don't know if that actually exists, but given the fact that there's so many of them, that has to be the name of at least one. Maybe without one of the luglugs. Not really sure at this point, but... Alright, everybody. Thank you all for showing up tonight. Let's see, what do I got? Can I go to this one? There we go. Oh, that's the one with Lori. She's frozen now. Oh, gosh. Ugh. Oh, she's moving now. She's moving now. Oh, and thank you, Chrissy Paradis. Alright, so thank you guys very much. And make sure you're still washing your hands, social distancing, the mask and everything, because we're not through this yet. You know what I'm saying? There's still some virus out there. As a matter of fact, there's getting more of it. Thankfully, a lot of the young people are getting it, and they're relatively healthy with it. So, you know, you're creating a little bit of immunity throughout society, but if you're a little bit older, you know, like myself, you know, you're kind of right on the edge of, like, hey, is this dangerous or what? They're not that bad in Oregon right now. They kind of maintain a neutral. I was just looking at it. But they're going to go up for sure. But we can't close the country down again. I'll tell you that. It just can't do it. So if you're elderly and whatnot, I would stay kind of social distancing all the way up until there's a vaccine, really. Yeah. So there you go, everybody. Thank you for showing up tonight, and everybody for calling in and telling their stories. That number's no good anymore that's on the screen, so if you're calling in right now, you're just a little too late. Alright, so thank you all for calling in. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar.
Wait, okay,
gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector, fool deflector, interceptor. And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking checked ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. Alright, everybody?
Hey, John Boy, what does Spectre and Vector mean?
Hey, I don't know either, but just go with it, okay? Meaner than a specter with a vector. You know what? Yeah, I'm sure it means something, but just go with it.
Okay, yeah, cool. Hey, I had a good time tonight, John Boy. What about you?
Oh boy, can't you just say goodnight? Again, you keep it going. Okay. Good night, Mary Lou.
Good night, John Boy. You're so mean.
Poor Mary Lou. She just can't cut a break. Alright, everybody, be safe out there.